This card is so weird. So Cross Exclusion is a counter trap card that reads, when your opponent activates a monster effect from the hand, negate that activation. Then if your opponent has any cards in their hand, your opponent discards one card of their choice. It negates the activation of an opponent's monster, but it doesn't destroy, so it might not always be the best against every single deck out there. However, negating your opponent's monsters that go to the graveyard by discarding themselves as cost is pretty nice, because the not being able to destroy your opponent's card really doesn't matter in this situation. So on top of negating your opponent's card, you're making your opponent lose an extra card. So in other words, with one single trap card, you were able to trade 1 for 2. The sad part, though, is that your opponent chooses which card to discard. So in other words, let's just say that you're playing against Burning Abyss. Your opponent reveals a BA like, whatever, let's say Farfa, and you go Cross Exclusion. Your opponent keeps the Farfa, and then the graph will trigger, discarding itself to special summon a Seer from the deck or anything else. And with your trap card, you weren't able to make your opponent lose anything at all. So in other words, you can't main deck this card whatsoever. It really doesn't have any guaranteed of functioning correctly. And on top of that, going second, it's complete garbage, because this card is not like Solemn Strike, where it can break already established boards with, monsters already on the field. No. This is only monsters in the hand, and I can't think of any combo deck that really rely on summoning more monsters in their follow-up turn. The majority of the aggressive combo decks, with only the monsters that they have on the field, they can kill you, and even if you negate further cards, it doesn't change anything if you can't clear the monsters already there. I would at least play this card over Gravedigger's Hole if I was just playing it generically, like not in Trap Tricks. I'm not a big fan of this card because it's not an archetype related card, so it's not like you could easily access it just like you could with Gravedigger's Hole. Literally every single card in the deck gets you to Gravedigger's Hole. Their Trap Trick Sarah can set it, Mermelio can search it, but this weird counter trap, there's no reliable way of easily accessing it, and if you are, you're pretty much always negging to get it, or you're trading 1 for 1 for a card that really isn't that great. Some people have compared this card to Debunk, but in my completely honest opinion, I think both cards are equally just as bad, and you shouldn't consider a single one in your deck. Like again, against Virtual World, which is a deck that heavily relies on summoning monsters from the hand, this card is still just a 1 for 1. On the worst case scenario, this card is a neg 1 for you because your opponent loses nothing, because again, your opponent can keep the card in hand and then discard something that is a +1 when it is sent to the graveyard, or it gets you your money back. Or the best case scenario is that if you're really lucky and win the lottery, your opponent goes neg 2 and you go neg 1. So a kind of +1 in terms of relative card advantage, which is still not good enough. So yeah, in conclusion, stay away from this card. I'm definitely not a big fan. But that's pretty much all I had to say for this card review. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.